Hey guys, what's up? Bubba's bringing you another video. Today, looking at D4, I've been playing all weekend. Hopefully I don't get DC'd or anything. It is like the last hour or so of the beta weekend. And yeah, I played a little bit. Got very little sleep, but yeah, I just wanted to give my take on the game. And go over my characters a little bit. I was going to make a video on each character, but I'm like, it's a beta. Everything's probably going to change anyway. So, why not just make one big video? So, first off, how do I feel about the beta weekend? I thought it was amazing. Um, like 10 out of 10 for a beta. Um, if the game was released right now, I'd probably still give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10. There are some problems like small problems, nothing huge. Like the base of the game is amazing. There is some stuff I think they still need to flesh out, but overall, the game is super fun, and I can't wait to play more of this game. Um, so yeah, I've seen other streamers and stuff give it like 8 out of 10. Um, on Reddit, everybody's flaming the game like usual Reddit users. But I've had a blast with the game. Um, Played every class to 25. Next weekend I'm going to play Druid and Necromancer. So yeah, I'll just log into my characters and show you what I got going. This is the first character I made, Whirlwind Barb. Now, I played in the past closed betas. I played Upheaval. Whirlwind wasn't that great. Upheaval was pretty good. So I wanted to play strictly Whirlwind to see how it was, and it's better. Barb is a little better. Ooh, a little lag. Barb is a little better starting out than what it was, but it's still kind of slow. Now, in game, Barb is just amazing. Of course, all this is, factoring in like if they don't make big changes. Um, but in-game Barb is amazing. It's like super OP. But early game it's really slow. Especially considering the other classes, especially like Sorceress is like super OP and even Rogue. Um, but yeah, I'll show you my skills. Typical like Whirlwind setup. We're using Flay. Then we've got, of course, Whirlwind. And like take this in stride because who knows what they're gonna change. But in case you want to play open beta coming next weekend, all the stuff's probably gonna be the same. And then we got Rallying Cry, and then we got Leap. Leap is amazing. If you're gonna play Barb, you gotta have a Leap. I played with Warcry for a little while. It was good. Then I have Death Blow. Death Blow is an amazing skill. Probably one of the best skills in the Barb's toolkit, especially once you understand how to use it. It's freaking amazing. We have 100% increased damage to bosses. Yeah, Death Blow is amazing. And then of course we have Call of the Ancients, another amazing ultimate skill. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. My gear, like nothing too exciting. Full legendaries. This is probably the character I played the most. Um, let's see. The barrier's a really good one. Um, the barrier legendary. It's good. I'm just trying to see stuff that's like really important. Don't use Iron Skin. I mean, direct damage against bleeding enemies has a chance to stun. Maybe a little helpful. We do a little bit of bleed with our Flay. Um, we don't use Ground Stomp or Earthquake. Some overpower stuff. I'd love to have this on my Thorns Barb. I've leveled up a Thorns Barb. I may actually take this off and put this on my Thorns Barb now. Thorns Barb. Now that I think about it. Um, but then we have this one, and this one's fun. Whirlwind leaves behind Dust Devils. It took me forever to get this. I thought I was never gonna find one, but it's actually pretty cool. The Dust Devils look amazing, um, and yeah, it's not like the greatest damage in the world, but it's kind of cool and adds a little extra. Um, this one's kind of cool. When you damage enemies with your leap, upheaval, or whirlwind, you have a chance to summon an ancient that uses the same skill. That's pretty awesome just to have an ancient pop out. Um, the shout is kind of nice. Um, the only shout we're using really is Rallying Cry, but pretty nice. Um, and then just some unstoppable stuff. So yeah, pretty much just a couple things that really help our build out. The other stuff is kind of cherry on top. Of course, the barrier is good for pretty much any class can use the barrier. It's it's amazing. Helps a lot versus elites. But yeah, that's my whirlwind barb. I've completed everything I care to complete. All the waypoint strongholds, almost all the side quests. I think there's 30. There's 33 side quests you can do, not 35 right now. Discovered all the areas. I have done every single dungeon, just not on this character. Um, which I think there's only 22 dungeons you can do right now anyway, so you can't even do the full 23. And once I found that out, I wasn't going to go around and do all the dungeons on my barb. So it's whatever. I have done them all though. I've done every single dungeon, just not on the same character. And of course, I got all the altars. This helped a lot with alts, just giving them a little extra boost. And of course, the skill points and stuff too really helped with alts. It's going to be nice once we can play the entire game and unlock like all the skill points from every area. And then when you make an alt, you're just going to start with like, I think it's like 10 skill points or something you get if you do all the renown stuff in all the areas. So that's pretty awesome. It'll be pretty nice making new characters. But yeah, you can see the map's pretty big. I mean, just the starting area is huge. This is Fractured Peaks. This is the only area we were able to play in this beta. And yeah, it's pretty big. Um, and you can see that I have all the dungeons done because I don't have any of the powers. You can see these with the little yellow dots are ones that I haven't done on my barb. And the ones without yellow dots I have done on my barb. But yeah. I played the event. There's a event that's like up here. It's like a level 30 event. Super fun world event. The boss spawns over here. The world boss. I fought every single time the world boss popped up. I fought it on Saturday. And got a ton of loot out of the world boss. The world boss is really fun, especially as a melee character. I was kind of laughing at all the sorceresses that were just dying over and over again, and all the rogues that just were getting wrecked by the boss. When you fight the world boss, you stand like on his butt. Like you don't go at range. Like you stand on his butt, and you like hardly ever get hit by any of his stuff. There are a couple attacks that you need to kind of move to the side. But as a barb, like I think the first fight I died like twice, and then the second fight and the fights after that, I don't think I died a single time on the rest of the fights. It was just once you get it down, it was super easy. The world boss was fun though because it keeps you on your toes, and the loot explosion is amazing. Um, a couple little things that I like, just quality life things. I love the transmog system. So the transmogs stay as long as you don't equip like a different type of item. So like if I swapped a piece of gear right now, like it's not like other games where like the transmog is tied to this piece of gear. If I put on another piece of gear, my transmog stays, and that's super good because I don't have to keep going back to the wardrobe every time I put on a new piece of gear to change my transmog. Um, and I do like how the transmog system works where you unlock a lot of the transmogs by destroying the item, right? And there's like items where I'm like, oh, like I don't want to destroy this item. But at the same time, I kind of want the transmog, especially with the legendary powers. Because, like, let's say I wanted this legendary power, I may want to rip it off of that item instead of destroy it for a transmog. But, you know, little things like that I just enjoy in games. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for Barb. I can maybe run outside real quick and just show you kind of how it plays if you haven't seen how Barb plays. It's pretty much like a Barb in any other game. You just spin and you win. Sometimes also, sometimes it sticks. I noticed right here's the worst place. When you go to walk out of town, sometimes it'll just like stick and not let you out of town. And this is really the only place I've had that happen to me. Other places have kind of lagged as I've went outside of town, but that place has just straight up stopped me from going outside. Let's see if I can find an enemy real quick. Give me a bunch of enemies, not just like 3. Oh well, this is good enough. But that's it. Pretty much get your fury up, and then you just spin and win. That's it. And you see the big dust devils popping out here. And they do okay damage. I mean, nothing to write home about. And then you have your death blow that just murders things. Your rallying cry. Your leap to help you get around. And then if you just want everything to die instantly, you can pop out these guys. And it's pretty cool. I like it. It's fun. So yeah, let's see if the game will stay good enough that we can go to another character. Try out something else. Let's go to Rogue. This is the second character I made, and I hate it. I hate Rogue. It's just not my play style. It is. I feel that it really captures Rogue though, like what a Rogue should be, right? Like constantly having to move, like having to kind of think about what you're doing. I think it captures Rogue well, and that's just not my style. My style is just get in there, do some damage, and get the heck out. Like I don't like all this like making sure I'm positioned correctly. Now I have played. Um, there's one skill I haven't tried yet, and that's twisting blades. I heard that twisting blades is now really good. It was terrible before, but I heard that twisting blades is really good now. So I may try that next weekend during the beta. I just haven't had a chance this time around to play it. But I did try Flurry. Flurry I was not a fan of. I just didn't like it. And to be fair, I'm playing Barrage now. I'm not a super fan of it either. Um, of course, I got Forceful Arrow. Have a dash for movement. I'd messed around playing with some caltrops. Not great. Leaves a lot to be desired. Dark Shroud's really fun. Gives you some move speed. I took the move speed one. That's really nice. I got some exploit for some damage. And then there's 2 ways that you can go. I went mostly Shadow Imbuement. Just insane AoE, and the AoE clear is quite fun. But you can go Poison for like a more single target damage. It makes, taking down some bosses pretty nice. But Shadow Imbuement is fun. And then you have shadow clone. And then we have a little bit of innervation, just because energy is like the biggest problem on this, is like trying to keep your energy. So you notice I've got innervation, and then I've got the shadow crash and consuming shadows just to try to deal with my energy. And then also for my specialization, obviously early on I was using combo points, but now I'm using inner sight just to fill up my energy. And yeah, not much to talk about in this character. I don't have, I think, a lot of skills that really, or legendaries that really benefit my build. I've got some barrier stuff again, um, more barrier stuff. Here's some stuff with vulnerable, uh, more barrier stuff. So you can see like some vulnerable stuff, but nothing like that really helps a ton with my build. So maybe with some other legendaries, skills, maybe it'll be slightly better. But I don't know. It's just the build is good. Like this build is good. I'll go see if I can kill a few things. Trying to find an area a little better than that. The build is pretty good. Like I kill stuff pretty easily. I don't think I would want to fight the butcher on this build. The butcher would probably just wreck me. Um, there was one boss, I still don't know if I beat it yet. The stronghold boss. Oh my god, it gave me so much trouble. I got it down to like 1 HP like so many times, but I just run out of potions. And again, I haven't played this character a lot, so obviously a lot more practice with the build would be in order. You can see there's my little innervate. So you get everything together, and when you blast, you can see super fun. You know, super powerful, super fun. But when you're fighting like a dungeon and stuff, let me show you the shadow clone. So if I pop out a shadow clone here, he just does what I do. And you can see I'm out of energy. So, and that's what kind of sucks a little bit, is running out of energy. On big, long fights, it can be a menace. But, I mean, that is kind of, you know, playing into what a rogue is. You know, you attack, you unleash all your skills, then you reposition, you know, you get everything up, and then bam, you unleash all your skills again. You know, that is kind of, I feel, what the fantasy of a rogue should be like. It's just not a playstyle that I really like all that much. You know, which is why I thought playing like the melee builds of rogue would be a lot better for me, because I like to just like run in and attack. But they seem like flurry, at least. That's all I've played is flurry. Seems like just a close range barrage. So, like I said, I've seen some people and heard some people playing the Twisted Blades. Maybe it's good. I might try it out, but Flurry, I just wasn't feeling it. And maybe maybe there's some legendary powers that help Flurry. I didn't look into Rogue too much, because it's not a class I'm super interested in. Again, I don't like the playstyle that much. But I may give it a try and try to get some Twisting Blades going on next weekend if I get some time. Depends on how fun Druid and Necro are. Maybe I'll make a couple Druids, a couple Necros if they're real fun. Because I do want to try out Elemental and Werewolf Druid for sure. And then Summon Necro. So, anyway, that's my Rogue. I love the Transmog. Again, the Transmog system in this game is amazing. But yeah, that's Rogue pretty much in a nutshell. Nothing exciting. Now we'll move on to... Oh yeah, I love this transmog. Again, transmog system is amazing. And here's the thing, alright? People say like, oh, well, they're adding, you know, all these purchasable cosmetics to the game, you know, so the gear in-game is going to look trash. I'm only level 25. I don't even have like max in-game gear yet. Imagine what like I love this transmog. Obviously, some people may not, but I think this looks cool. Imagine what we could get like later on in the game, you know? So, I don't know. Who the heck needs cosmetics, right? Like you just the normal gear in the game, actually you can find some stuff that looks really cool. I love this transmog. Um I haven't played a ton on Sorceress. Well, I have played a ton on Sorceress. It's probably my second highest played character from Barb, obviously. I spent a ton of time on my Barb. Um, and the reason why I played Sorceress so much is I was trying to get the stupid power. I'm playing Hydra, and I wanted to get the power that gives me more Hydras, right? A second Hydra. Couldn't get it. Like, I spent all my blood shards, at Kadala, or Oobles as they're called in this game. I wish they would have just called them blood shards and whatever. But whatever, Oobles, weird name. I'm not looking into the lore to see what it is. Maybe I'll figure it out one day. But anyway, again, not that much stuff here synergizing, more barrier stuff. Some basic skill stuff. Yeah, pretty much like no synergy stuff. Well, I do have this one. When Chain Lightning bounces off you, you gain 6 mana. That helps a little bit with mana. But I mean, it doesn't matter. With Sorceress, the build I'm running just obliterates everything. I have Arc Lash for some move speed, and it just hits like everything in front of you. So it's really nice for gaining like your absorb shield and stuff. I need a little drink there, and I'm not gonna edit this video probably, so you'll have to deal with that. But yeah, Arc Lash. I started out using, I think, Frostbolt, and then obviously once I hit like 25, I switched to Arc Lash. I have Fireball just for the mastery. I'm not using Fireball at all. It's just for the mastery, and I'm using Chain Lightning with Greater Chain Lightning. Freaking amazing skill. I used this like the second I got it. Second I could put a skill point in here, I put it in Chain Lightning, and the difference between leveling up a Barb and a Sorceress is just like night and day. Like, I don't know. I leveled my Sorceress super fast compared to Barb especially. And then we got Teleport. Obviously, you gotta have Teleport. And then I'm using Ice Armor just for the mana regen. That's the only reason. I do want to play around with Flame Shield a little bit. I've heard people say that with Flame Shield, you're just like invincible. So maybe I'll try that out at some point. I've heard some people say that they kind of didn't like the way Sorceress was, because it was like you're playing lightning mixed with fire, mixed with cold, and people were like, a little more used to almost D2, where it's like you're either a cold Sork or you're a fire Sork, but in D2, one of my favorite builds is Frozen Orb Fireball, right? So you're not really a pure cold build, you're cold and fire. So I kind of like in D4 that it's really nice to switch it up and have some different elements. And as a matter of fact, I wish there was some stuff later on, and maybe there will be, where it benefits you kind of almost like in Diablo 3 with the Tal Rasha set, where it benefits you to like attack with each with each element. Like you need a fire skill, you need an arcane skill, you need a lightning skill, but maybe something like that'll come later. I don't want to make this game a D3 clone, so maybe it won't. But I just like a sorceress to be like a master of magic. So I do think it's cool that, you don't have to go like full lightning. And then of course I'm using Hydra, another just just amazing skill. Like Hydra is super fun, and I'm using the summoned Hydra to give you some burn damage. Super powerful. Like you pop down a Hydra and a chain lightning and everything just dies. Um, Nothing here. Um, some people I think were saying that Meteor is a nice enchant. I kind of prefer Fireball. Inferno looks amazing, and I have the thing on it where it pulls enemies to the center, so that kind of helps a little bit with my Fireball enchantment. Um, so what my I don't know why I'm not opening this up. So the Fireball enchantment, whenever you kill an enemy, they explode in a fireball for 50% of its damage. Right? So every enemy you kill explodes. So if you're putting down your little snake, right, and pulling everything in, when that stuff starts to die, it just causes a chain reaction, and everything it pulled in just gets obliterated. It's kind of fun, kind of a fun skill to play with. Um, but yeah, this build, like, it's insanely good. Not even close to like any other build. I think for low level, you got to remember we can only get to level 25 right now. Sorry, I needed another little drink, getting choked up. Um, we're not max level yet, so for the beta, I think right now the Sork is probably the strongest character. It's just so easy to play, and just obliterates everything. I'll kind of show you what see if we can find a group of enemies to kill. Come on, Blizzard, let me play the game. Alright, here's some enemies. Let's get them on me. Alright, so basically, pop down the Hydra, chain lightning, and everything's dead. You can see the little explosions of fire. And, yeah, like... It's ridiculous. It's pretty ridiculous. Let me show you see if I can get another group of enemies up and maybe show you the little fire skill here. It looks amazing. Come here, enemies. Ooh. So yeah, pop this down, sucks everything up, and then you can see it makes it nice for your chain lightning to get in there and do a little damage. I mean, yeah. This build is overpowered to say the least. Ooh, more enemies, hold on. Okay. Yeah, Sorceress, super overpowered, which can be fun or can be boring. Even though I don't like Rogue, I did have a lot of fun on Rogue just because I felt it was a little more challenging. Like, getting in the right position, setting up your shots was a lot more prevalent. Whereas with Barb and Sorceress, you just kind of run in and everything dies. like there's no like, oh, let me set this fight up. No, you just run in and kill everything. Um, so, Rogue was more fun in that sense if you want a little more challenging, like in-depth type of play style. But I don't know. I just really liked the Sorceress. Probably almost my favorite Sorceress in the Diablo franchise. I mean, I love the Diablo 2 Source so much. But so far, this class has just been super fun. I haven't tried any of these in-game. The only character I've played in-game is Barbarian, and Barbarian is amazing in-game. From what I've seen, Barb is like the best at the in-game. It's insane. But yeah, that's my characters. Not much else to say. Oh, I don't even have... So there's a wand power that can give you double hydras. I farmed and farmed. It's really the main reason why I played Sorceress so much is because I was trying to get that stupid wand power so that I could get 2 Hydras. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like, your Hydras are so damn powerful anyway. I don't really need to put up 2 Hydras, but I want to put up 2 Hydras. So, I may farm on this character some next patch, or not next patch, next beta weekend in a week. I may try to farm that staff just so I can see what it's like to have 2 Hydras out at a time. But yeah, other than that, nothing special about my gear. Sorceress is just insane. To be honest, you don't even need this. The mana, you don't need it at all. Everything dies so quick. Like, I run out of mana, but by the time I run out of mana, everything is dead around me and I'm moving to the next pack. And by the time I get to the next pack, pop Ice Armor, get the regen from it, and I'm back to full mana. Pop a Hydra and a Chain Lightning and everything dies. So, yeah, Sorceress, super insane, um, but fun. And I really like the enchantment stuff. Um, I think it'll be insane once we get 2 of them. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I see a lot of people kind of using the meteor, but I've really loved the fireball enchant for just clearing trash. Obviously, it's not as good on bosses, but still, it's amazing. I love it. I've been having a blast. And let me show you my last character. I just leveled this character up, so oh, beefy boy. You can tell by the name what this character is. A Thorns Barb. And I'm not really going to do much gameplay with this um, because I don't really have that great a gear. I don't have any of the Thorns powers whatsoever. Like you saw earlier on my other barb, I should bring that weapon over to this character just to have it. But I literally just hit level 25 like a little bit ago, and I went, spent all my oobles, got some, some gear. I love Kadala in this game. Kadala in this game tends to give me a lot more legendaries than I ever get in Diablo 3 or that Gita ever gave. Um, I feel like it's an evolution. Like Diablo 5, you're probably just going to be able to spend your blood shards and get like an instant legendary, because in D2 spending at Geed was like 5 billion gold to get like one legendary item. And then D3 is like, oh, like, a couple thousand blood shards and you get a legendary item. And in this game, it's like every couple hundred rubles, like I'm getting like 2 to 3 legendaries, it seems. And maybe I'm just super lucky. But yeah, like I said, I have nothing special on this whatsoever. I barely have thorns damage. I do have, you can see some emeralds in that give me thorns, but none of my gear except for this chest piece has thorns on it. Right? I don't think any other piece of my gear has thorns aside from the gear I put these emeralds in. Um so yeah, like I have pretty low thorns damage. I think, oh, what am I doing? Um were you at thorns? Where's thorns? Why am I not seeing thorns? I know I had like 300 thorns earlier. Right there. Yeah, 312 thorns. And then there are these consumables. I basically use these since level 5. And like this alone, this potion like pretty much carries you through the game on this thorn barb. I'm sure if you've paid attention over the weekend, you've probably seen all the hype around the Thorns Barb like I have. Like, everybody's like, man, you gotta try Thorns Barb, it's so OP. And leveling up, I agree. Like I said, I don't have any stuff, any of the proper stuff for this, to really give it a good shot right now at level 25 to see if it's great. I mean, I kill stuff, right? Like I've been doing dungeons and stuff since I hit 25. I did a couple dungeons just to try it out, and like I kill stuff okay. Um, but like some of the stuff I've been seeing with people that have like 900 thorns, like they're just doing insane. And it's just because I don't have the gear rolled for it, right? Like I literally hit level 25 like half hour 45 minutes ago. So I just haven't farmed the gear. Um, which probably after I get done playing the Necro and the Druid next weekend, I will most likely just play this Barb a ton to try to get it like powered up and see what Thorns can really do. But I think for just leveling, just pure leveling, at least from like level 1 to 20 or 1 to 25, Thorns Barb is the way to go. I had a lot more fun with this leveling up than I did with like Whirlwind or Upheaval. Um, it was a lot more fun, but once you start getting into the higher levels, if you don't have the gear, I think it starts falling off. Like around level 21, 22, it started to fall off just a little bit, not a lot. Like it was still, like I said, right now I can go do a dungeon and it's still doing just fine. It's just not amazing like a sorceress or something. Of course, sorceress, you just go out naked and you can like own everything with chain lightning and Hydra probably. But anyway, um, I'll kind of show you. I leveled from level 1 to level 25 as this build. Like I said, at level 5, I would pop that potion. I kept that potion up for 25 thorns damage. The weak iron barb potion gives you 25 thorns and extra armor and XP, which never hurts. But pretty much Flay, with combat Flay, this gives you thorns and it stacks up to 4 times. Rend just helps with some extra bleed damage, is pretty much what Rend is for. Um, it helps on like when you're fighting bosses and stuff, just to have a little extra added damage, and also things that can't hit you. There are things in this game that don't actually attack you that you need to kill, so you do need to do some kind of damage in order to kill those things that won't attack you, right? Um, I'm using Iron Skin with Tactical Iron Skin, which is pretty nice. Using Challenging Shout. And this gives us maximum life and it gives us a bunch more thorns. So whenever I use this, I'll get 50% of my maximum life as thorns, which is really nice. I've got Outburst and I've got Tough as Nails. Nothing here, which makes me sad. I do want some leap. I do have an item that gives me leap, but I don't have room on my bar for leap, sadly. I'm still using Death Blow. Again, Death Blow is it's too good of a skill not to use. I do have the enhanced Death Blow. I could easily put that point into Rend, though it's not super helpful. And then of course Call of the Ancients again because Call of the Ancients are just super good, and it helps with bosses and like a pesky elite pack that may give you a little bit of trouble. You can just call down your Ancients to murder them. But yeah. Um, Super fun leveling up. It was super easy to level. I basically just did dungeon runs until level 25 and had no problem leveling as Thorns. Rend was doing a good amount of work too, especially early on. Um, but yeah, I mean, 312 damage every time something attacks me, and that's my consumables not even on right now, so that's another 25 thorns. And then whatever I use challenging shout, that's even more thorns. So, it's not bad. Like if I had a lot better gear, like some of the people I've seen watched videos of playing this, that had like almost perfect gear, were just like, destroying everything. And, it seems fun, but without gear at level 25, it's okay still. It's like right now, I would say this character is not as good as my Whirlwind, Barb. But then again, I've played my Whirlwind Barb like way more hours than I've played this character. I literally, like I said, got this character to level 25, rolled my Oobles, and like that was it. Like that's all I played the character. I put these gems in my armor, and that was it. Like that's all I've done on this character. So surely my Whirlwind character should be a ton better because I've put more work into it getting better gear. But still, um, not a bad way to level. If everything stays the same, this is probably how I will level my barb at least to like level probably 30. I would level as a Thorns Barbarian, 25, 30 at least before I made the swap to Whirlwind. Um, that might be my strategy for leveling as barb because obviously I'm starting as a barbarian when the game releases. So that's the only reason why I made this Thorn Barbarian, just to see what it was like, and it was a much more enjoyable leveling up. Like the problem with like Whirlwind Barb or Upheaval Barb is their mobility is terrible early game. You have no fury whatsoever. It's super hard to keep your fury up to actually whirlwind stuff, until you start, obviously as you start getting higher levels, like around level 20 is when it really started popping off for me. Like Whirlwind at level 20, that's when it started popping off to where I was actually like doing stuff. Um, so yeah. With this character was super easy breezy. Nowhere near still as fast as Sorceress. Maybe about the same speed as Rogue. Rogue levels pretty damn fast. Um, so this character is probably on par with Rogue. And again, this is based on my experience. I'm not like a Rogue master, so maybe there's other people that could go way faster on Rogue than I did. But leveling up a Rogue to 25 was much faster for me than I've leveled a Barb, so take that as it will. And this Barb is probably on par with the Rogue, so yeah, this is probably how I'll level my Barb, unless they make big changes, which I hope they do. Just bring Barb up just a little bit. Just add a little bit of like Fury regen or something at the start of the game, you know, to get you, up to level so that we can play our like Giga Chad Barbs at the end. Because in-game Barb it's amazing. So I'm definitely going to be sticking to Barb. Um, which even if Barb was the worst class in the game, I'd probably still play Barb, uh, because I just love Barbarian. But yeah, anyway, that's enough about me rambling about Barbs. I love the game. Game's amazing. Had a blast, and yeah, gonna play next weekend. Druid and Necro. It ought to be fun. Maybe I'll make a video on those characters when I get done with them. Anyway, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoy Diablo. And I'll see you guys in the next one.